Welcome back to Picks and Politics, everybody. And even though the 2024 primary season is here, races for the next round of elections are shaping up, including for New Jersey governor. Jack Ciattarelli once again throwing his hat in the ring. After serving in the state assembly for 6 years, he ran for governor. He ran in 2017, again in 2021, where he was the Republican nominee but lost to Governor Phil Murphy. Very tight, close race there. Now Mr. Ciattarelli back in the game, recently announcing another run.
Very humbly, but with unwavering determination and boundless energy, declare my candidacy to be your next governor.
All right, and Mr. Ciattarelli joining me now in the studio for Picks and Politics. Great to have you here, sir.
Dan, great to be back.
So let's talk about this. What made you decide that the third time might be the charm here?
State needs leadership. Bold, competent, serious leadership. Leadership determined to fix state. I've got specific ideas on all the things that ail New Jersey, that drive us nuts. And so I'm looking forward to the race.
There's certainly a lot of it. You stop in New Jersey and on this street, you're going to hear an earful about some of the things that there are concerns. What do you see as the #1 issue facing New Jersey right now, and how would you tackle it?
Property taxes, and property taxes. And a lot of people are tired of the gimmicks. The Democrats are famous for putting one gimmick rebate program on top of the other. Homestead property tax rebates, senior freeze, anchor New Jersey, stay New Jersey. We need a permanent solution that isn't subject to the whims of the budget from year to year. And I proposed that the other night. People should pay no more than 1% of the assessed value of their home, and we should freeze property taxes for anyone age 70 and older. Other states have done this. We can do it too.
So how do you see that playing out, though, if you were to cut taxes? Where are you getting the money to make up for that loss of revenue that you would need to fund some of the important operations in the state?
There's plenty of room in that state budget, Dan. It's up $20 billion. You know, I've said this even when I debated Phil Murphy 4 years ago. If he had taken all the money that's come in since the time that he took office, it's up $20 billion, from $36 to $56 billion. If he had taken all that money and dedicated it to property tax relief and cut property tax in half, I would have tipped my cap to him and endorsed him.
But this is something that almost every candidate or every governor says they're going to do, right? Taxes, 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 and then it never happens. So what makes New Jerseyans believe you this go around that it would happen?
Well, one thing I need to do is campaign for Republicans up and down the state. And as the nominee, I do have an obligation to campaign for my Republican candidates up and down the state. And in 2021, I had coattails. We had our best night in 30 years. We picked up 7 seats in the state legislature, including beating the longest sitting state Senate president in the country. I'll be doing that again in 2025. If by chance I'm unsuccessful in producing a Republican majority, I'll work with the Democrats. Obviously, they desire tax reform too. They put forth Anchor and they put forth Stay New Jersey. I just don't think that's the way to go about property tax reform.
You know, one of the big things right now in terms of people's wallets, not only inflation, but the commute. We just saw New Jersey Transit pass their increases there, and then there's this whole idea of congestion pricing. Where do you stand on the issue of congestion pricing?
It's wrong. There are 400,000 New Jerseyans that come into New York City every single day that pay $2 billion in income taxes to New York. They pay no income tax to New Jersey. I don't like that arrangement, but that's the arrangement that we have between New York and New Jersey. And that's not even including the breakfast, lunch, and dinners that they buy. It's an unbelievable economic stimulus to New York. They already get a whole lot out of New Jerseyans that come into the city, not to mention those that use it for tourism, the theater district, and the like. Listen, if you want people to use mass transit, make it convenient, make it safe, make it reliable, you'll see your mass transit revenues go up. This isn't the way to do it. It's unfair to New Jersey.
It sounds like it's going to go through. There are some lawsuits right now that may hold it up a bit. But if it does go through, is there something you could do as a governor to help the situation? Is it to tax them coming over to New Jersey? Is it to do something with the Port Authority? How do you see it playing out?
I'll tell you one thing we can't do. We can't be increasing tolls or increasing fares on New Jersey Transit, which is what Governor Murphy just did. So a lot of these people are getting hit 2, 3 times. And again, there's more than enough opportunity in the budget to solve these problems.
He was saying he raised the fares to make up for the budget loss from the pandemic.
There's no budget loss from the pandemic. He's up $20 billion. They've squandered it all away, including a $58 million French museum in Jersey City that has people up in arms all throughout the state. So there's more than an opportunity to solve these problems. And listen, if we have to go to economic war, there's been discussion of somehow, some way, taxing New Yorkers who come into New Jersey. So do we come up with our own congestion pricing plan? I don't know. But this isn't fair to New Jersey.
Something you might look at.
Everything's on the table, Dan.
Okay, let's talk about pro-business states. You have said that numerous times. Last time you ran for governor, this time around as well. Do you feel that New Jersey right now is not pro-business?
It is not. In every single business journal, this isn't rhetoric, this is a fact. We are ranked the worst state in the country in which to do business. We have one of the highest business taxes. The Democratic governor of Pennsylvania cut the business tax in half. Why can't we do that? Why can't we be less regulatory intensive? I believe we can without screwing the consumer or hurting the environment. We've got to make New Jersey a pro-business state. First, that starts with a governor who's pro-business, my administration will be pro-business, and our policies will be pro-business.
Yeah, that's very interesting, too. And something that stuck out to me when I was listening to you very carefully in your words there, now you want to impose term limits on state lawmakers. Why is that? If somebody's doing a really good job, shouldn't they be able to continue it?
I hear you, but listen, we need turnover, and a lot of people have been there too long. That's not to say we don't have some outstanding, long-serving public Senate servants in Trenton. But I just think term limits the time has come. And if we're going to term limit a governor, why not term limit legislators to no more than 8 years in any one office?
What does term limits look like then? How long would you propose for a state lawmaker?
You could serve 8 years in the General Assembly, and then if you move on to the Senate, you could serve 8 years there. That would be a 16-year term. But, you know, turnover brings new ideas, and we need new ideas. The problems that we're not solving in New Jersey, I think, has a lot to do with entrenched politicians, and there's a lack of new ideas and discussion on how to solve them.
You mentioned New Jersey, you coming very close last time, having a great night for Republicans, but New Jersey is known to be a blue in terms of larger elections overall, right? How do you plan on bringing some of the Democrats, some of the moderates over to your corner this go-round?
Let me say this. When it comes to presidential elections, New Jersey is deep blue. We haven't voted for a Republican nominee since 1988, George Herbert Bush. But going into my race of last time, Republicans had won 6 of the last 10 governor races. We're now 6 for 11. I believe we're going to go 7 for 12. I've been on the November ballot 8 times. I've won 7 of those races. All in races where Democrats outnumber Republicans, sometimes by a lot. It's because I go out and talk about the problems that matter most to people and what my specific policy proposals are to fix those problems. Property taxes, safe communities, doing business on Main Street, quality of public education. Those are issues that matter to most everyone.
In a time right now where the country is so divided, right, how do you see yourself bringing the two parties together for a bit of unity right now? And what do you think of the two leading contenders for both parties running for president?
Well, one, I'm not an ideologue, and two, I have a track record of bringing people together. I've won those 7 races again, where Democrats have always outnumbered Republicans. So it all comes down to leadership, Dan. What is your style? People like ideas. I'm a 2-time entrepreneur, 2-time successful business owner. I've been successful in asking banks to loan me money. I've been successful in asking shareholders to invest in the company. I've been successful in getting people to come to the company, and together we work to solve problems on behalf of our clients. This is the same approach, so we can do that. I do realize things are very, very polarized at the national level. But, you know, sometimes it's our governors that can make the real difference.
Do you support the former President Trump running for re-election?
I'll be voting for him this year.
Okay. We're going to leave it there. It's a long road until next year, so I'm sure I'll be talking to you during the campaign. Great to have you here on Picks and Politics, Mr. Ciattarelli. Good to see you.